Alex Caruso for Josh Giddy. Oklahoma City and the Chicago Bulls get busy this early off season. This is my favorite time of the year, if I'm honest with y'all. Playoffs are cool, championships are cool, but it's really just a byproduct of everything that's done during this time. And then it plays out. You're betting on good health, um, and you're hoping guys develop as you hope. And then you see how everything comes together. It's almost like getting the right ingredients for a good meal. And this is, I think, one of those win-win type of moves that I love to see, that I wish we would see more in the NBA, because there's so much talent out there that I think that many teams, if they have a cohesive and somewhat aware and skillful front office, that they have the ability to meet the needs of their team by being intentional, right? And I think that this is something that both organizations have done with this move. Not to say it's one of those moves that catapults you into uh, being a championship contender, but I think it brings balance in areas that both of these teams needed. So let me just start off with the Chicago Bulls. I think the Chicago Bulls, it's been overstated that they've been looking for somebody who can play that Lonzo Ball type of role in terms of being a offensive fulcrum. They can be an engine that gets the offense going, not so much scoring, but they will distribute and they will orchestrate things to ensure that guys who need the ball in certain spots get it in those spots to be able to score efficiently. Kobe White was a revelation last season, fringe all star, shot the hell out of the ball, was able to score at a high rate, showed he's ready for the role that Zach LaVine used to hold. And you have other guys like Nikola Vucevic, still does what he does, right? 18 and 10 type of a big man, good finisher inside, great size. He's definitely a starting level center in the NBA. And let's be clear, there's only about maybe 10 to 15 starting level centers in the NBA. So to have one is definitely a feather in your cap. Um, and then they've had a lot of fillers. But a lot of those filler players, like Patrick Williams, Al DeSumo, Dalen Terry, Javon Carter, right, Javante Green. A lot of these guys really need someone to orchestrate things for them, to put them in the right position, to get out into the fast break and to get them running and to get easy shot opportunities, driving to the basket, kicking to guys moving off the ball. You need somebody whom that is their strong suit. And Lonzo Ball used to be that guy. When he was healthy a couple seasons ago, they looked amazing. And we all know he has not been healthy for a couple of seasons. Now, although there's a lot of promising things being said about Lonzo Ball's recovery, um, they should not be betting on that. And I don't think that they are. So bringing in Josh Giddey was a very skillful move for the Chicago Bulls. I think you move Ayo Dosunmu into that starting lineup permanently. He becomes that Alex Caruso type of a role player where he could do some ball handling, he could do some distributing, but he's really there to be a point of attack defender and a slasher who can also knock down threes. Um, and then I think they're going to re-sign Patrick Williams, and then they're going to have Josh Giddey. And you're going to see a team that now is able to free up more playing time for a lot of the guys that are kind of a lot of the same type of player between Javante Green, Devin Carter, Dalen Terry, Torrey Craig. Like these guys all kind of play a similar role. Athletic, lockdown defenders who can kind of shoot enough or get out in transition. They bring a level of physicality, athleticism, and speed, right? They're all kind of doing the same thing. And so I think moving on from Alex Caruso frees up a lot of that playing time, especially with somebody like Dalen Terry, who was drafted pretty high out of the University of Arizona, right behind Benedict Mathurin. Right, he's got a lot of potential at 6'7", can shoot the ball pretty well, very athletic, can get out in transition, but really hasn't had the opportunity to really expand his game. So hopefully next season becomes an opportunity to do such. But then we have Josh Giddey moving to Chicago, and I think that one of the things that we're going to see is having a team that he's allowed to run the full offense. I think we're going to see more of what he's capable of doing. I think we're going to see less of him getting exploited or only focused on for what he's not, which is a lockdown defender, right? And he's not necessarily a volume offensive player. And I think that that's fine because you have Kobe White, you have Nikola Vucevic. I think they still need to make some more moves to bring in some more scoring. I don't know if they keep DeMar DeRozan. That's maybe a video for another time. You guys let me know in the comment section what you think. Do they keep DeMar DeRozan? They definitely need some more scoring on this team. But I think they're headed into a new direction in terms of the style of play that they want to have. They're going to want to get out in transition, which is the primary kind of offense that they're set up for. They're not set up for half court offense. And so I think that Josh Giddey is going to shine. For the Oklahoma City Thunder, I think Alex Caruso is a great addition. You slot him into the position that Josh Giddey was in, um, but you move the ball permanently into Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's hands. Alongside LeGuins Dort, Alex Caruso forms an incredible perimeter defensive team, taking a lot of pressure off of Jalen Williams. And I think that this is the part that a lot of people are going to have to really understand about this move is this is as much make sure that they can put the ball more in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's hands and Jalen Williams' hands while freeing them from having to be primary defenders. Having Jalen Williams have to be a primary defender on Kyrie and Luka, I think it took something out of him in the playoffs. But bringing in an Alex Caruso, especially if he can stay healthy going to the playoffs, it will provide them with someone who can take on those primary defensive assignments and then free up Jalen Williams to really evolve into that all-star level forward that I think we all see him becoming. He's one of those guys that when you watch him play, you just say he has it. He has the mid-range. He has the ability to get to the cup. He can finish with athleticism and force. He can shoot threes with volume. He's got really good efficiency, accuracy, a good understanding of the offense and how to play off of Shai. Great 1-2 punch. And with Chet Holmgren, they now have all they need in terms of their big three. Now they need guys to fill in. Giddy was not a fill-in guy. He's a guy that needs to be an offensive engine, and he just never was going to be, especially with the ascension of Jalen Williams. Now, what I see that this also puts them in a position for is to have some flexibility. They have some other young assets like Aaron Wiggins. They have other guys like Isaiah Joe. They've got a lot of young guys. One that I'm actually kind of excited about, I want to actually just name drop a little bit, Ousmane Dieng. Ousmane Dieng, if he was in this draft, he would be a top 5 pick. At 6'10", showing the ability to have kind of that point forward type of a skill set, kind of Nicholas Batum-ish. He can shoot it. He is a little bit light, so he's not necessarily a dude who's going to be banging up against a lot of other guys, but he can use his length. And I think having a couple of seasons in the G League, coming in off the bench, getting his body right, I think going into next year, he's going to have the opportunity to be a bit stronger and get more significant minutes at that forward position. Now they still have guys like Kenrich Williams, and they have the other Jalen Williams. And I think that they'll probably make a move to bring in another forward. Definitely not bring back Gordon Hayward, right? They might look to sign somebody like Najee Marshall, losing Gordon Hayward's $33+ million off their books. They can definitely bring in someone, and so I definitely look to see them do that. I might do a video later about where I think this lands them in terms of how this sets them up for next season, but I think there's going to be a lot more moves, so I'm going to hold off on that. But as always, I want to know what you all think about this trade. Get at me in the comment section. Share this video in your group chats. Comment about it in the comment section. Like, subscribe, and I'm going to get at y'all next time. Peace.